Hi, my name's Jerry Attricks, and I'm not just a therapist. I'm legally not a therapist. I've seen all your cries for help, or as I like to call it, fan mail. Jonathan, age 24's worst date is as follows. Went over to her place to watch a movie. She lived with her 4 brothers in a gross townhome filled with roaches and was very messy. They watched the Killer Tire movie and then got it on. But he had to stop because he could smell her unwashed butthole. Then she broke down and kicked him out. So let me get this straight. The roommates, the roaches, the dirty townhome, and the silly tire movie. That's all fine, but one whiff of a stinky ass and you're too good for that? You're conceited. You gotta ask her back out and apologize to that stinky ass. Robert Strider's dad's most embarrassing secret was, back in the Navy days, some of his buddies hated their commanding officer so much, they stole a bag of trail mix, ate and digested the peanuts, picked them out of their own stool and snuck them back into the bag. Now your dad's buddies must have thought that they had the upper hand on their commanding officer, but they were the ones picking nuts out of their own shit. That's psychotic! You could've just spit in the bag and that would've done the same thing! What are we, a bunch of monkeys? Quit touching your own shit! This guy Landon's worst date ever was going to the Angry Birds movie, where he loved the movie, and the lady was just happy to be there. Now listen, Landon, I don't think you realize how good you have it. I've been on thousands of awful dates, all during the Hungry Birds movie. And I think this lady was into you. But all it seems like you were into was a bunch of damn birds on the screen. I think that date was a flop because you weren't being proactive and focusing on the date. Maybe think about that next time you're all alone and cold playing that angry geese game. Get your priorities straight. Dylan's favorite holiday is his birthday, and my favorite thing to call Dylan is a narcissist. Grant doesn't have the streaming service Peacock. On a related note, Grant has depression. Andrew Ocampo's biggest fear is losing everything. Also, here's where he keeps his gun. Adam Mate is on good terms with his dentist, as best as one can be. Adam, as best as one can be? Are you f***ing the dentist? Suleiman claims he can eat 30 chicken nuggets in 3 minutes. That's absurd! It's unethical, unthinkable, and uninteresting! And to prove it, I paid this guy off Fiverr to eat 100 grapes in 3 minutes, just to prove how ridiculous the concept of eating a bunch of food in a certain amount of time is. Oh, and in addition, I have a bone to pick with Peter. When tasked with naming one famous fictional mouse, you answered Runaway Ralph. Who the f*** is a Ralph? In all my years of knowing mice, that's not one of them. Oh, and by the way, you're slowing down. Phoenix Costello got dumped a few months ago and is looking for some pointers on how to do the opposite of that. Well, Phoenix, let's take a look at your form here. You threatened to stab your brother, you talk about eating black mold, and you like milk. All sounds good to me, so I've come to the conclusion it's probably your stench. E.J. Siglin's favorite midnight snack are olives straight from the jar. Oh boy, I've been waiting to say this. The best thing you can say as a therapist. You're a freak! Elliot James references Mario Party 10 in nearly all of his answers. Now I don't know what this Marble Garden 10 thing is, but if you replace it with any other illicit substance, we got a serious problem. But no, just because you make a little joke about Smarty Party 10, we're supposed to laugh? This is the behavior of an addict. So just quit beating around the bush and just start smoking cigarettes at this point. Brendan Jones' biggest fear is his dad is afraid of frogs. Also, here's where he keeps his gun. Lily was in the first episode of the Beast Games. I don't know what that is, but I'm sorry. Henry's go-to order is a peach twisted tea. And hold on to your hats, folks, because Henry's only 19 years old. Henry, I can't in good conscience support this hobby of yours. It's practically illegal. The peach twisted tea is the worst one. Fatima's biggest fear is fleas. Fatima, fleas can't possibly kill you. Remember, folks, you gotta be 21 to buy a gun, and fleas only live like 3 months, so you do the math. Noah Goodman had a falling out with a close friend over him talking about Pirates of the Caribbean when he hadn't seen the movie. Noah got so upset at being constantly shut down, he punched his friend who later fled to Australia. So let me get this straight. You pissed your friend off so hard he's Australian now? All over about a silly movie about the Caribbean? Noah, for shame. You march right over to your buddy and you beat the shit out of him. You let him off easy. Dewey didn't want to answer this question because it was too long. That's rich coming from somebody with size 12 shoes. The questions are too long, but your feet aren't. Ian Crunk's weirdest obsession is craving to gnaw on pizza dough like it's gum. Well, Ian, I got good news for you. I just looked up what gnawing on raw pizza dough can bring you, and it can bring loads to your life. E. coli, salmonella, hell, that can even bring you joy. Camden Hodges was taking a real doozy dump at the airport with his flight boarding in 10 minutes. One of his headphones fell into the filthy fucking puddle next to the toilet, and the other fell onto the floor on the stall next to him. He asked the guy next to him if he sees the earbud, and the guy said no and ignores him for the rest of the dump. Camden later searches every bathroom stall for this earbud, waiting for each person to leave, and the thing is, now everyone in the bathroom thinks Camden is watching him pissing and pooping. He can't find the earbud, with the only stall left being the one occupied by that motherfucker who said he didn't see no damn earbud. He waited 10 minutes for this guy to finish his business, and Camden rushed to his flight without cleaning himself. And then he proceeded to have a dog shit flight. So let me get this straight. Your life fucking sucks? Emily McDaniel, happy 55th birthday! By the way, a little birdie told me that you started your menstrual cycle in front of 500 people. Well, thanks to me at this event, another 500 people know about it. A.D. Valavanis' least favorite movie is a Gooby. What? What's not to like? You got characters? You got credits? You got sounds? Ohad Kane, he's 41 years old, and when he's 46, he wants to live in a house with more rabbits. Ohad, that implies you have a considerable amount of rabbits already in your house. What's the end goal here? How many rabbits is too many rabbits? A buddy of mine was in the exact same position you're in right now. His name was Ohad too. He was 41, and when he turned 46, those goddamn rabbits ruined his life. Don't be like Ohad. Aiden Esposito's biggest pet peeve is people with strong cologne. So what's your preferred alternative? Strong BO? Hey, people with strong cologne are just trying to smell good for you, Aiden. Learn to appreciate the little things. When a man stinks, you gotta assume he's doing it for you. Alrighty, and that's everybody I have advice for. Every last person. I mean, I could give advice to a Robbie Collin. When asked to select his favorite candy, he only selected Milk Duds. And you could have selected as many as you wanted. If I had to give advice to him, I'd say wake up and smell the roses. But all you're smelling are Milk Duds, you freak! Thanks for coming.